weather, especially the gusty winds, is severe enough that we have no other choice but other than to cancel our scheduled parades for tomorrow.
Well, new at noon, Jefferson Parish cancels all parades on Mardi Gras due to the threat of severe weather. We'll explain what to expect now from Orleans Parish as well. Good afternoon, I'm Liz Reyes. The Fox 8 weather team issued a first alert for those high winds tomorrow. Meteorologist Hannah Gard is here with your first alert Mardi Gras forecast. Hannah.
Hey Liz, yeah, we're tracking those high winds. We also have a threat for severe weather, but the winds are ahead of the main severe weather threat. So there's really two elements to this. We have winds that are going to be picking up throughout the afternoon hours. So by 10, we'll already have some areas that have over 35-mile-per-hour wind gusts. That's when it starts to become dangerous to those high-profile vehicles, including parade floats. By 2 p.m., we're looking at widespread wind gusts over 40 miles per hour. We could gust up to 60 miles per hour at some times ahead of the storm system. So through the afternoon, the winds are going to be picking up. And then around 6, this is when you see the wind direction changing. We're going to see those storms moving through. This is our updated severe weather outlook from the Storm Prediction Center. We have an expansion of the level 3 out of 5 risk farther down to the south. It only included our far northern tier, but now it's most of the North Shore and southern Mississippi in that level 3 out of 5 risk for severe storms and the hatching. That's the black lines. That's where we could see wind gusts over 75 miles per hour in that squall line coming through. That's dangerous winds and a strong tornado possible, meaning EF2 plus. So we really need to watch out for this severe threat tomorrow. Make sure you have ways to get those weather alerts if you're planning on being out and about on Mardi Gras Day. Then the level 2 out of 5 is including the New Orleans metro. That is a risk for severe weather as well. It doesn't mean it's ruled out or that much lower than this area. This is just where we could see the strongest severe weather. So we still could see tornadoes, damaging winds, all of that down to the south of the lake as well. The timing on this is between 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. It is a very fast moving line of storms. That's the good news. It'll be in and out. But with that, we can see damaging winds. That's the main threat. Those tornadoes, hail and flooding will be on the lower end because it's so fast moving. But you really want to pay attention to this as we go throughout the day. Today we're good into the evening for the parades. Tomorrow morning we start off in the 60s. The winds are not quite as bad, but they'll be increasing as that system gets closer. And then we'll start to see some scattered shower activity from about 2 to 3. Here's that line coming together, and look at the discrete nature of these. Those individual cells, we really need to watch for that tornado threat with those. This is pushing through from 4 to 6 to 8, and then by 10, it's out of here. So we really want to make sure you have ways to get those weather alerts, that you're paying attention to the forecast as we go throughout the day tomorrow. But for the parades today, we are good to go. We're already 70 degrees at the airport. We're going to fall into the 60s later on this evening. So a nice mild night for all of our crews rolling on Mardi Gras. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Hannah. We'll get more from you in a few minutes. Well, New Orleans could be in for an historic Mardi Gras. At this moment, city leaders try to decide if to cancel parades tomorrow, the last day of carnival season. And this is all happening due to bad weather. Already, Jefferson Parish canceled its parades tomorrow. Lucy Bustamante joins us now with the latest from both parishes. Lucy.
Hey, Liz, that's right. So New Orleans leaders, they are deciding, talking about it as we speak. They're deciding any moment on the Mardi Gras plans as the severe weather is rolling through in the morning hours of Tuesday. So Jefferson Parish President Cynthia Lee Shang, at about 9 o'clock this morning, she already made the decision. She said all parades scheduled for tomorrow have been postponed. She is citing the forecast predicting wind gusts from 40 to 60 miles per hour starting early in the morning. And just for some context for you, she used this as an example. School buses don't run in the winds above 35 miles per hour. Entergy does not deploy bucket trucks until the winds drop below 30 miles per hour. So in addition to calling off tomorrow's parades, the grandstands, those are going to be taken down tonight after the crew of Centurions and Metairie rolls. So as we speak, New Orleans Homeland Security Director Colin Arnold, he's in a meeting, but he told me earlier today that potential storms present a rider safety issue and an issue also for the people there attending these parades. The city is supposed to make its decision sometime today. Both leaders want to keep everyone safe.
These are not conditions where we would invite family, including the elderly and children, to stand on our streets out in the open. These are not conditions for people to be elevated on floats. God forbid having a float tip over and there's people on the street just under those floats. These are not safe conditions with the dangers of flying debris, whether it be tents, chairs, tarps. We know what parades look like. We have kids on ladders. We have maids with beautiful headdresses and big, beautiful headpieces. Even with our own work after tonight's parades, our crews will begin breaking down our equipment.
It's a huge decision to make. When it happens earlier in the parade schedule, we do have opportunities to reschedule and put parades on other days. We did that last week by moving the Sunday parades to Tuesday. That's it's an easier way to go earlier in the season. Unfortunately, tomorrow is the last day.
Well, the city has not said anything about a possible makeup date or any other plans if Mardi Gras parades are canceled. So once again, city leaders meeting as we speak. As soon as they have a decision, we will bring it to you. Lucy Bustamante, Fox 8, Local First. Liz.
Okay, thank you, Lucy. So joining us now, we've got our carnival historian and Mardi Gras guide expert, Arthur Hardy, to give us some details on, the challenges moving ahead now as those New Orleans leaders meet, and also the fact that Jefferson Parish canceled those parades already for tomorrow. So let me first start by asking you, what are some of the things you think they're going over right now within that closed-door meeting as they make this big decision in New Orleans?
Well, it's all about safety. I think you can forget rescheduling Rex or Zulu. They roll tomorrow, they don't roll at all. But safety is paramount, and it's a tough decision to make. So much planning goes into this. But, I don't want to speculate. We'll know soon enough. But the fact that Metairie canceled their parade, I think, puts a little extra pressure on Orleans Parish. If it's not safe in Metairie, how can it be safe uptown?
So based on the safety aspect, and that's a big part of this, obviously, yeah. Is there any way, based on the timing you're seeing with forecasts, for some early morning, anything like the Pete Fountain Half-Fast Walking Club, for example, anything to happen?
It's possible. I mean, any group of parades, including the walking clubs, have parade permits. So if the city says all parade permits are canceled, then they can't. It would certainly be easier for the Pete Fountains group to march than a float parade, obviously. So maybe something will get in. In terms of the parades, I mean, Zulu starts at 8. How much earlier could you start? Rex starts at 10:30. That could be pushed up a little bit. But I have to say I'm not hopeful. I know the Rex captain recently said he really planned a parade unless the city said no. And the city makes the decision. The crew captains can say we're not going to parade, it's over. But the crew captain can say we're going to parade if the city says, you're not.
If you don't have the permits. My last question to you is, everyone's going to say, let's reschedule. Yeah. Why can they not reschedule? End of March, early April, bring everyone together.
By tradition. I mean, I would be absolutely shocked if either of those parades would reschedule. If it had been earlier in the season, but we're in Lent, the next day after Fat Tuesday, so I don't see it happening. Now, in Metairie, there's a possibility those parades could go maybe on St. Patrick's Day or another Sunday or something. But Rex and Zulu, I think they're on Fat Tuesday or they aren't at all.
Thank you so much, Arthur. We wait and watch and look forward to your expertise once that big decision is made.
Can't wait to report the news and to learn the news. I don't know anything either.
We're all in a wait and see mode. Okay, thank you.